What's up, guys? It's Cody Brockway back with another episode of Brockway's Vinyl Bites. Woohoo! And of course, we have Mr. Kermit the Frog in the co-captain's chair. He's waving at us. Say hi to Kermit. Hi, Kermit. So it has occurred to me that I've got thousands upon thousands of vinyl LPs and CDs and so on and so forth, but a lot of them are rare ones. You know, I've got some rare pressings of albums, I've got rare picture discs, I've got some rare bootlegs, not a whole lot on the bootlegs, but I've ended up with quite a few. But there's so many of them that I couldn't fit them, of course, all into one video, so I'm going to kind of split this up over time into different parts, but today I've selected a couple of rarities that I wanted to share with you guys, so we'll call this a part one, I guess. And we'll pull out some rare stuff on vinyl that I own. So we're going to start off with a 1981 pressing of AC/DC's album, which was only released in Australia and New Zealand, the TNT album. I guess this originally came out in 75 or 76, but this is a pressing from 1981, still manufactured and distributed by the EMI group of companies, Sydney, Australia, and Lower New Zealand. In 1981, you can't really see because of the glare, but yeah, so this is basically the high voltage album that got released here in North America, but it has the addition of, well, it has Rocker on it, which was on Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap over here, and School Days, which is the Chuck Berry cover, which was on no AC/DC album over here. So this is very rare. If you ever find a copy of this, or if you own this, it's very rare, and hold on to it because it's cool, but it's really rare. We're going to head into Beatles territory. Now, I have tons and tons and tons of rare Beatles records, so I've only showed a couple of them here. But we got the White Album. Now, this doesn't look so rare, right? Wrong. White vinyl. Pretty cool. And does this one have the... No, it doesn't have the lyric sleeve in this one, but that's okay. It's still the white vinyl pressing, and I have another, actually, duplicate of this on white vinyl in the record room as well. Another Beatles one. Sgt. Pepper. So in the late 70s, basically Capitol Canada had pressed some of the Beatles albums on colored vinyl. So this one's on silver, sort of marbled silver vinyl. And this is just a little cool newspaper thing that I acquired with the album. This was the 25th anniversary of Sgt. Pepper, so this was sometime back in the 2000s. Or no, not the 2000s, what am I saying? 25. This would be from the late 1990s. This newspaper article. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. This one is a bit more common, but still pretty rare. It's the Beatles' Blue Album, of course, 67 to 70. But, come on out. It is on blue vinyl. Yeah, pretty cool. You don't see this every day. I don't have the red one. I'm working on getting that. Okay, now we're going to skip ahead to D into some prog metal territory. This is a band where all of their albums are really hard to find, but I've got this one. This is Dream Theater. This is Images and Words from 1992. This is the Music on Vinyl edition. This is number 220. And it is on colored vinyl. Check this out. I wish I had got all the Dream Theater albums, but unfortunately this is one of the only few that I have. But still, pretty cool, and I'm glad I own it. This is a fantastic album. Another Day, what a great song. Every song on this is really good. Obviously, Pull Me Under, you know, if you're a fan of Dream Theater, you know Pull Me Under. That turned a lot of people onto the band way back in 92 when MTV was playing the video a lot. And staying in sort of Dream Theater territory, we've got 3 albums here, which drummer Mike Portnoy participated on. This is all 3 cover-to-cover albums. I actually found these out in the wild when I was out in Quebec last summer. This is Neil Morse, Randy George, and Mike Portnoy. This is just 3 double albums full of covers. So they're doing stuff like Life on Mars from Bowie, Baker Street from Jerry Rafferty, No Opportunity Necessary, No Experience Needed, originally done by Richie Havens, but they're doing the Yes version of it. Running Down a Dream from Tom Petty. Oh, I feel a sneeze coming on. Excuse me, folks. Sorry about that. We're all sneezed out, but now we're back. Yeah, so we got they're also doing a cover of "Come Sail Away" by Styx, Lido Shuffle from Boz Scaggs, Teacher from Jethro Tull. They do "Starless" from King Crimson too. That was another one that kind of blew my mind. They do a version of "Tuesday Afternoon" from the Moody Blues, which is a fantastic song. "Feeling Stronger Every Day." And I have the CD versions. Like, if you're wondering why these ones are sealed, I have the CD versions of these, so I haven't really had to play the records, but I've got to listen to the CD tons of times. But yeah, I got all 3 of them. All 3. Cover to cover, Morris George Portnoy. Especially if you're a prog fan who loves classics, you know, like classic rock. They do really good covers of all those tunes. Very worthy of being in your collection. And we're keeping on track with the metal. The first 8 Iron Maiden albums got re-released on picture discs way back when. What year was it? It was 2013 that they got done. Anyway, I have one of them. Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Check this out. Boom. Nice picture of me on the record. And this is the gatefold. Great pictures of the band. 1988. Produced and engineered by Martin Birch, who is unfortunately no longer with us. R.I.P. Martin Birch. He was incredible. More Iron Maiden. This is not colored or anything like that, but this is from the 1986 Somewhere in Time tour. When It's Time to Rock. Yes, of course, this is a bootleg. This is recorded at the Bristol Colston Hall, October 8th, 1986. It's just a bootleg from that tour, but it's pretty damn cool and worth having, especially if you're a collector like me and you're a big fan of Iron Maiden, obviously, right? Here's another one from the 1986 tour, The Whole Population of Hackney, but it's still from the Somewhere in Time tour. The album was recorded at a secret gig the band did at the Marquee Club in 1985, but it was released in 1986, and it says produced by Eddie. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. This is very rare. Remember, the Beast is back, but if you're fans of Iron Maiden, the Beast never left, so. And I do have more Iron Maiden rarities that will pop up in another video. We're going to jump into We're going to jump into Metallica. Yeah. This is the Creeping Death single that came out in England in, I guess, 1985. This single had come out. This is on Music for Nations label. Pretty sweet. Pretty cool. Look at that. There's a young Metallica there. Cliff Burton was still alive in the band. This is a rare piece that you don't see every day. This did get remastered or re-released in picture disc form in the Ride the Lightning box set. But yeah, this is the 1985 England Music for Nations copy. So yeah, there we go. Here's another cool Metallica piece. This is another one from the UK. It's pretty sweet. It's actually got this booklet thing inside when you open it up. There's a bunch of pictures and a big write-up about the band at the time. Let's pull out the vinyl. This is For Whom the Bell Tolls Live, Creeping Death, and One, the demo version. You definitely don't see this one every day, folks. I haven't even played this. I'm just gonna probably put it in a sleeve and just hold on to it, right? This is the UK Harvester of Sorrow 12-inch single from 1988. Of course, side one is Harvester of Sorrow. Get back in there, come on. Harvester of Sorrow on side 1, and on side 2 we have their cover of Bread Fan and The Prince. Jason Newsted freshly in Metallica at this point. You can't hear him though. We got Metallica's first album, Kill 'Em All. This is the copy from 2008 that was pressed on Warner Brothers. The album is remastered and reissued on 45 RPM vinyl, so it makes it a double record, supposed to enhance the sound. Just a really cool piece, and I'm glad I own it. Very cool. Great album. Love this. And so here we've got another copy of Metallica's first album, but this is an original 1983 Canadian pressing on Bonsai Records, which was basically a subsidiary of Megaforce Records, but the United States had Megaforce, and so over here Megaforce kind of owned Bonsai, the Bonsai label, as you can see down there. This is very rare to come by because bands that were pressed on Bonsai in Canada only had a couple of hundred copies of their albums made at the time. It's the Black Bonsai label. Continuing on with Bonsai, we have Metallica's second album, Ride the Lightning, also on the Bonsai label, as you can see up in the corner there. I think this is the white Bonsai label, if I'm not. Yes, it is. Also very rare. If you have any records that are on this label, hold on to them because they are extremely rare and worth having, especially if you're a fan of the band, right? And last up from Metallica, we have Seattle 89 Part 1 and Seattle 89 Part 2. Now, if you're a Metallica fan watching this, you probably realize, oh, well, Seattle 89 was reissued on vinyl in the Justice for All box set. Yes, but the track listing on these is slightly different, and these are radio broadcasts. Pretty cool. These are also ones that I picked up on my travels in Quebec in the summertime. And yeah, the tracks are different than what's on the DVD version of the Seattle 89 shows and the vinyl. So, yeah, pretty cool. Glad I have those. We're moving on to Megadeth. Of course, another American heavy metal, thrash metal band. Of course, you know, Dave Mustaine actually got his start in Metallica, and then unfortunately he got kicked out, and he formed Megadeth. So their first album, basically the story of their first album was the cover came out totally different than what he wanted, and over time they would have to change some of the lyrics on one of their songs. They did a cover of These Boots Are Made for Walking, and so on the re-released version they had to change the lyrics, and that's the international official version now. But here's the original 1985 official version with the original cover before they corrected it, and the original lyrics as they were in 1985. Killing is my business and business is good. Megadeth. Yes, of course. And look at the back. Look at the bottom corner there. Bonsai. So let's have a look at this one. This is mint. Mint, mint, mint. Look at the sleeve. All the lyrics. Bonsai label. And it's the black Bonsai label. Vinyl's in mint shape. Very, very cool. Of course, Megadeth would get bigger by the next album, and they would eventually sign with Capitol. So even if you have an original version of Peace Sells, it's not going to be on the Bonsai label. It'll be on Capitol. Megadeth. This is the 12-inch single for Holy Wars, The Punishment Due. And on side B, we've got Lucretia and an edited interview of them at the time. Pretty cool. This is stuff you don't see every day, kids. The last of the Megadeth. Here we have an original, So Far, So Good, and So What? Yeah, check this out. This is pretty sweet. It's got the original picture sleeve. The picture of the band at the time. 1988. It's got the lyrics on this side. And of course, as I mentioned before, every album after Killing Is My Business, they were signed to a bigger label, so we were on the colorful Capitol label at this point. Pretty cool. I love this band. Got to see them, got to see the current lineup in concert in Hamilton back in May. Was nice. Now we're going back to the 70s for some prog. 1973. Everybody knows this album, but here's a really wicked pressing of it that you don't see very often. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, the original master recording. Let's take the sleeve off. It's in pretty good shape, too. The Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab edition. Here's, of course, the gatefold. And the back is just the same. But yeah, Supremo sound on this. This is a very rare piece, very sought after, especially for Floyd fans. Wicked stuff. Now, I'm going to show off two cool pieces here. But before I do, I'm just going to remind you guys that on Sunday, December 3rd, myself and a bunch of rock and metal loving friends of mine, including Canadian journalist and author Martin Popoff, are all getting together here on Brockway's Vinyl Bites to do a live stream ranking tier list of all of the Rush albums, the entire Rush discography. That'll be Sunday, December 3rd at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're a Rush fan, please come join us. We would love to have you. Anyway, back to the records. Rush. Now, you're probably thinking, yeah, that album's not rare at all. Well, actually, it is, because the version of this that's not rare is the version that says Rush in pink. As you can clearly see, this one says Rush in red. That's because they weren't signed to Anthem Records yet at this point. They were still signed to a very, very independent, small, very small Canadian record label called Moon Records at the time. That's right. If you look this one up online, it's over $1,000 for this, and this is in great shape. There was only 500 of this pressed, if I'm not mistaken, on this label. And then the label, obviously Rush got signed to Anthem, and then bigger things were in store for them, right? But this is very humble beginnings for the band. John Rutsey, of course, is the drummer, not Neil Peart just yet. Yeah, pretty good album. But this actually is going to go back in a frame, because it's a very, very rare piece. It goes for upwards of $1,200 Canadian. Pretty cool. And this is quite possibly my favorite Rush piece here. This was definitely in a frame, and I took it out to show it in a video here. But this is Power Windows. This is from 1985, and it's signed by all three members. We got Alex Lifeson here, Neil Peart signature here, and Geddy Lee signature there. Sorry for the glare, folks, but I'll hold it up nice and close so you can get a look. And of course, this is a regular Anthem pressing, but the fact that it's signed by all three members of the band, that just sends me over the moon, man. Neil Peart didn't sign a lot of records. He didn't do a lot of meet and greets and stuff, but I was lucky to inherit this. All three signatures from all Rush members. Very, very, very cool. And the last one to finish off this video for today is a very obscure band and a very obscure pressing of a very obscure album. The band is called Threshold, and the album is called March of Progress. This is another one I picked up when I was in Quebec, but it's very rare. You'll never find this. This is from 2012. This is a great band if you've ever heard them, Threshold. I love these guys. This is actually on Nuclear Blast Records. It's prog metal for sure. This is the first pressing of their first album. And let's have a look at the record, shall we? I won't show you both because they're both the same, but blue vinyl. Yeah. Very cool. We love our obscure prog around here sometimes, don't we? Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. And then after the next videos, we'll see you Sunday, December 3rd for the Rush Ranking Tier List live stream that we're doing here on Brockway's Vinyl Bites. Thanks for watching today, and we'll see you next time. Rock on!